Good morning. Today we are going to start new chapter biotechnology and its application. We have already studied about the biotechnology and the process in chapter number 11. Now it's time to understand the application part of the biotechnology branch. Following topics are included in this chapter. Topic number 1, biotechnological applications in agriculture, biotechnological applications in medicine, transgenic animals, ethical issues. So, we are going to study these 4 topics in this chapter. Biotechnology, as we have already learned from the previous chapter, it essentially deals with the industrial scale production of biopharmaceuticals and biologicals using genetically modified microbes, fungi, plants, and animals. The application of biotechnology include therapeutics, diagnostics, genetically modified crops for agriculture, processed food, bioremediation, waste treatment, and energy production. 3 critical research areas of biotechnology are: first, providing the best catalyst in the form of improved organism, usually a microbe or a pure enzyme; creating optimal conditions through engineering for a catalyst to act; and third, downstream processing technologies to purify the protein or organic compound. Let us now learn how human beings have used biotechnology to improve the quality of human life, especially in the field of food production and health. Biotechnological applications in agriculture. The very first topic, let us look at 3 options that can be thought for increasing food production. First is agrochemical based agriculture, organic agriculture, and genetically engineered crop based agriculture. The Green Revolution succeeded in tripling the food supply, but yet it was not enough to feed the growing human population. Increased yields have partly been due to the use of improved crop varieties, but mainly due to use of better management practices and use of agrochemicals, that is fertilizers and pesticides. However, for farmers in the developing world, agrochemicals are often too expensive, and further increases in yield with existing varieties are not possible using conventional breeding. Is there any alternative path that our understanding of genetics can show so that farmers may obtain maximum yield from their fields? Is there a way to minimize the use of fertilizer and chemical so that their harmful effects on our environment are reduced? Use of genetically modified crops is a possible solution. Plant, bacteria, fungi, and animals whose genes have been altered by manipulation are called genetically modified organisms, that is GMO. GM plants have been useful in many ways. Genetic modification has first made the crops more tolerant to abiotic stress like cold, drought, salt, heat, reduced reliance on chemical pesticides by pest resistant crops, helped to reduce post harvest losses, increased efficiency of mineral usage by plants. This prevents early exhaustion of fertility of soil, enhanced nutritional value of food. Example, golden rice, that is vitamin A enriched rice. In addition to these uses, GM has been used to create tailor made plans to supply alternative resources to industries in the form of starches, fuels, and pharmaceuticals. Some of the applications of biotechnology in agriculture that you will study in detail are the production of pest resistant plants, which could decrease the amount of pesticide used. Bt toxin is produced by a bacterium called Bacillus thuringiensis, Bt for short. Bt toxin gene has been cloned from the bacteria and been expressed in the plants to provide resistance to the insects without the need for insecticides. In effect, created a biopesticide. Examples are Bt cotton, Bt corn, rice, tomato, potato, soybean, etc. Bt cotton. Some strains of Bacillus thuringiensis produce protein that kill insect such as Lepidopterans, tobacco budworm, armyworm, coleopterans, beetles, diapterans, flies and mosquitoes. Bacillus thuringiensis forms protein crystals during a particular phase of their life. These crystals contain a toxic insecticidal protein. Why does this toxin not kill the bacillus? Actually, Bt toxin protein exists as inactive protoxins, but once an insect ingests the inactive toxin, it is converted into the active form of the toxin. Due to the alkaline pH of the gut, which solubilizes the crystal, the activated toxin binds to the surface of the midgut epithelial cells and create pores that cause cell swelling and lysis. This eventually causes the death of the insect. Specific Bt toxin gene were isolated from Bacillus thuringiensis and incorporated into several crop plants such as cotton. The choice of gene depends upon the crop and the targeted pest, as most Bt toxins are insect group specific. The toxin is coded by a gene Cry1AC named Cry. There are a number of them, for example, the protein encoded by the gene Cry1AC and Cry2AB control the cotton bollworms, that of Cry1AB controls corn borers. Here is the Bt cotton plant. A is the destroyed cotton by the bollworm. B is a fully mature cotton boll. Pest resistant plants. Several nematodes parasitize the wide variety of plants and animals, including human being. A nematode, Meliodagine incognita, infects the roots of tobacco plant and causes a great reduction in the yield. A novel strategy was adopted to prevent this infestation, which was based on the process of RNA interference, RNAi. RNAi takes place in all eukaryotic organism as a method of cellular defense. अपने आप के बचाव के लिए ये प्रोसीजर जो है हर यूकैरियोटिक सेल में देखी जाती है. This method involves silencing of specific mRNA due to complementary double-stranded RNA molecule that binds to and prevents translation of the mRNA. This is known as silencing of the mRNA. क्या होता है कि जैसे ही वायरल mRNA सेल में इंसर्ट किया जाता है तो उस mRNA का कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री RNA बना दिया जाता है और उसे डबल स्ट्रैंड करके ब्लॉक कर दिया जाता है ताकि उसका ट्रांसलेशन ना हो सके और प्रोटीन ना बन सके. The source of this complementary RNA could be from an infection by virus having RNA genomes or mobile genetic elements, that is transposons, that replicate via an RNA intermediate. Using agrobacterium vector, nematode specific gene were introduced into the host plant. The introduction of DNA was such that it produced both sense and antisense RNA in the host cell. These two RNAs, being complementary to each other, formed a double-stranded RNA that initiated RNA interference and thus silenced the specific mRNA. Here we can see the host plant generated double-stranded RNA triggers protection against the nematode infestation. A figure shows a typical controlled plant. B. Transgenic plant root 5 days after deliberate infection of nematode but protected through novel mechanism. The consequence was that the parasite could not survive in a transgenic host expressing specific interfering RNA. The transgenic plant therefore got itself protected from the parasite.